Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining in once again for Get Your Money Right with Yvonne. I'm Yvonne. How's it going? Listen, we started this a few sessions ago where the first thing I want to do is ask you, how are you doing? How are you faring? How are your days, your weeks going? I know sometimes it can be a challenge and it can be a struggle. The struggle is real, and we just want to acknowledge that. We've all been there in some capacity. So, please know that you are not alone. This is a safe place to come and just talk and just to share. And right now, just hear from me, but we are going to get it to the point where I get to hear from you as well. So, with that, so how's my week been going? Pretty well. I really have no complaints. I am repaying my student loans rather aggressively, as much as I can possibly spare, because quite truthfully, I'm just looking to be done with it. So that is what's going on with me. And, like I said, it's all good. Hey, I'm still standing, I am still here, putting one foot in front of the other. And quite truthfully, that's all we can do, right? So, as some of you know, what I like to do is read stories from money managers just to kind of hear their take on retirement, what we should do, some of what their thoughts are, and some of them, they don't really work for me. I don't know about you. But there was one woman that I was reading about, and I go, okay, we're not in agreement on everything, and that's okay, right? But some of the things she had to say was like, that's kind of interesting. Just thought I'd share. So, what she shared in her piece was that she has this 50, 15, 5, I don't know if it's percent rule, not quite sure. But anyway, she said half of your money should go to expenses, whatever those happen to be, 15% into retirement, and 5%, I don't know, but because truthfully, it doesn't add up, right? One of the things, I mean, at least it was broken down so you could at least think about what you wanted to contribute. But for me, it will always be about pay yourself first, okay? Everything else can wait. I'm gonna pay me, okay? So that is what I'm doing. So even for anything else, anything, I pay myself, meaning 15% comes from my paycheck and it's just gone. I don't think about it, I don't see it. All it does is accumulate toward my retirement. So that's just off, okay? So then, because what we decided before, at least I did, I hope you agree, we're all fixed income. Folks use that term when talking about pensioners, folks on Social Security, their pensions, retired people. But quite truthfully, we are all on a fixed income, right? This is what I have. It's fixed. It's even if it was going to go up, it's only going to go up once a year, if at all. And, some of the increases I've received over the years, it's like, okay, really? I'll take it. But really? So yeah, that's only going to be once a year. It is fixed. This is what I have. This is what I make, and that's just all there is to it. So there goes my 15% toward retirement. Yay! Because one day I'm using that money. Um, but then you have to sit and look at your bills. Okay, what are you spending money on? Okay, and let's be honest, it is not always money that you have to spend, right? Just being honest. If I look at my bills, and I've done that over the years, over the decades, and I'm like, do I really need to spend money on that? And so I've backed away from a lot of things. Now, I'm still enjoying life, and that is the main thing here. Yes, you're putting money away toward your retirement, toward your, quote unquote golden years, but you also have to enjoy the here and now. We only get this ride once, right? So make sure you are enjoying yourself in whatever you like to do. I can't afford to do stuff with friends every weekend, but I can sure do it once a month, once a quarter, whatever it happens to be, however it works out for you. And I put money aside for that because when my friends and I get together or talk about getting together and what we're going to do, I go to the cash that I put away to pay for that. I'm not pulling out my credit card for my fun times. I've saved up money to do stuff with my friends, and we have a great time. I'm getting ready to do it with a couple of my friends here shortly. But I have different groups of friends and just want to make sure that I can see everybody, that I can do things, that I can enjoy my life. So I make sure I do that, but make sure you are paying yourself first. That's a huge thing, and it's hard to think about sometimes because you're like, okay, my rent is X, my utilities are Y, and let's just keep going down the alphabet. But there are places to kind of carve out some cash, isn't there? I looked at some things just this week that I could do without and not hurt myself in that area or any other area. It's just that, do I really need to spend that? No. Mm-mm. And you just really have to look at it that way. You have to. And ladies, I'm going to throw this out there too. All of us need to be saving for retirement. Now, women historically live longer, just the facts, ma'am, right? And make sure you are taking care of yourselves while you're taking care of your family. That is wonderful, but you need to take care of you too. So don't think that, because your husband is doing putting money away, you make sure you do it for you too. For the betterment of you as a couple, for you individually, whatever that looks like, just make sure you are taking care of yourself. So that the money manager who had the 5% plan for expenses, and maybe she meant the rest of that money was to blow. I don't know. But at least there was a plan that I could kind of get behind. We didn't do it in the same order because, quite truthfully, I'm taking care of me. That 15% first before we think of anything else. Take care of that. And folks, if you haven't done it yet, go to your HR department, contact them online, however you reach out to them. Make sure you're setting up that retirement account, whatever that looks like, whether, we've talked about this, the 403B for some people, the 401K for others, and I know there's a bunch of others out there, but you get the idea, right? Just make sure you set up that account, because if your company happens to be like mine, where they will give you some sort of a match and you don't have an account, well, they're doing the yippee skippy, because they're like, well, I would have given this money to you, but you don't seem to want it. So whatever you do, don't leave that money on the table. Grab a hold of it, okay? Just sweep it off into your pile, because if they are willing to do it, you need to be willing to accept it. But the first thing, right, is to make sure you sign up for that account. Whatever you do, sign up, whatever that looks like. And don't worry about what percentage you put into it at first. If you can manage 5%, figure out a way to make that work. Okay, make it work for you, make it work for your future. Figure it out. What might you need to eliminate? And nearly all of us have something that we can get rid of, some other way to look at shopping, something, anything, right? I love my neighborhood grocery store, but I don't go there that often, because what I looked at, those big box stores. Now, like we discussed before, be careful how you buy. Make sure you can use up whatever you're buying from them. But I tend to go there because it's cheaper. And if I needed to split those services with somebody else, say, I don't need a 5-pound bag of potatoes, whatever, however it comes, I can't remember, and you want to share that with somebody, think about it, okay? Because Food is expensive and getting a little bit more so every time you go. So, whatever you need to do to save some cash, figure out a way. We love you and we want to take care of you, take care of each other. That's really what this is all about, right? Taking care of ourselves and others. So, whatever you do, make sure you are getting that retirement account set up and that you're taking care of your expenses, and wherever you can shave off a little bit of cash, do it. Okay? And we decided at the very beginning of this, right, that we're going to keep these short and sweet. You are busy people. And I don't want to drone on and on, but we want to keep this, in the 10 to 12 minute range. So, with that, thank you so much for joining me with Get Your Money Right with Ivonne. I am Ivonne, okay? And next time, what we do, we just keep figuring out things to chat about. So we're going to continue that next time. So you have a great day. And until next time, we'll see you, okay? Bye-bye.